Hello everybody, it's Captain Marty Brill here. Wednesday, April the 29th. Got lots of things to talk about on the fishing front. We're really happy we had some rain, but we also had some wind that slowed it down in some areas. But really more to talk about in today's fishing report than we've had in a while. And I'll be right back to clue you in, so stay right where you're at.
Hi, I'm Captain Jay Cudworth of the Kokomo with Paradise Dolphin Cruises at Safe Harbor Marina in Wanchese. I want to invite you to take a ride out on the Roanoke Sound to see the majestic bottlenose dolphins up close. As a native, I'll be telling you stories from these waters as a boy growing up in Wanchese. Nature and history have combined to make this area unique, and I love sharing this special place with special people. So come on aboard with me and my crew and experience the real beauty of the Outer Banks. For more information, go online to ParadiseDolphinCruises.com. Again, this is Captain Jay. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Set sail for an unforgettable Outer Banks adventure with Aficionado Charters. Perfect for families, beginners, and seasoned anglers alike, their experienced crew makes every trip fun and exciting. With top-tier fishing gear and advanced safety technology, you'll head offshore in search of incredible catches like tuna, mahi-mahi, sailfish, and the oh-so-coveted marlin. As one of the longest operating charter boats on the East Coast, they know where the fish are biting. Plan your next adventure today at aficionadocharters.com and get ready to reel in the fun.
All right, so for starters, a little bit on the windy side for our offshore fleet and hatters. I know my buddy Rom on the release went out, and I could not find anybody else that went, but he had a good catch of blackfin tuna. He had a few mahi or dolphin, and he had a nice wahoo, so it was worth his efforts. And the way that works when the weather is borderline or questionable, the captain and the mate will meet with the clients, the charter. They'll talk about it a little bit and see how salty the charter is and how much comfort they're looking for. And a good captain, you build a business by having people come back, by return clientele. If you go out and beat them and they're all miserable, they're not coming back. So it just depends. But keep in mind, there's a limit to what the captains and the boats can do or will do, and safety always comes first. So if a captain offers you options, listen carefully and make a wise decision. They also had down there sheephead, bluefish, false albacore, king mackerel, and triggerfish. Now that was for the inshore, nearshore boats. Now I'm going to tell you something. In that little string of fish, sheephead, bluefish, false albacore, king mackerel, and triggers, you got about 3 of the best eaten fish that swim. 2 of them in particular, the sheephead and the triggerfish. I think a triggerfish is my number 1 favorite fish, and I've eaten them all. I've eaten a lot of them. I've eaten whole schools of fish, not all at one time, but over my life. And I can tell you that triggerfish, not very glamorous, a little bit hard to clean, but its diet is nothing but shrimp and crabs and shellfish. Got those big old buck teeth on him, and that is a good eating fish. If you want to eat a really good fried fish sandwich, try the triggerfish sandwich. I had one at Pop's in Buxton, Pop's restaurant with Justin the other day. Best fish sandwich I've ever eaten in my whole life. So ask for the triggerfish. You'll be glad you did. Oregon Inlet had a great day. They got out. It was windy for them the last couple of days, but the boats that got out yesterday had really good yellowfin tuna fishing. It's the Cadillac of the tunas. They had 15, 16, 17, things like that. A box full of fish, 300 to 500 pounds of fish. And, but it's hit and miss. One day they slam them, and the next day they have to pick. But they've also been catching a few mahi. They've got the king mackerel that they also will fall back to. And their inshore boats have been catching some drum. They've been catching some bluefish, a few king mackerel, the ones that have gotten closer to the beach. And every once in a while, something really exotic will bite. Captain Bobby Smith caught a great white shark, caught and released a great white shark a couple days ago. So you never know what you're going to get a bite on. Surf fishing is still pretty darn good up and down Hatteras Island, and Ocracoke would be the best of it. But now we're starting to see a little bit of action north of Oregon Inlet like it's planned. But there's a good bite on the drum, and we do have them in various sizes, right on up to the big ones. But a lot of them in the slot. That means you can take one of those home a day, and a few over slot yearlings, big drum, a few black drum, scattered bluefish, and sea mullet. And the sea mullet fishery is a little different fishery, but that's the bread and butter of surf fishing. That's another really, really good fish to eat too. So surf bite is good, and the piers starting to get more action. Avon Pier had several drum yesterday, and I was looking at some of the size range thanks to Tony Lombardi from walkingangler.com. Great spot to go to get all your surf and pier information. Walkingangler.com. 29 to 33 inch drum on that pier. Rodanthe Pier had a range 30 to 32 inches. And of course, both piers had some on both sides of that range. And then Jeanette's Pier, north of Oregon Inlet, finally starting to catch a few drum there. There was one up there that was 36 inches long. So that was really, really good as well. So we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the backcountry, and we'll talk about the big surf fishing tournament coming up Thursday and Friday in Ocracoke. So stay right where you're at.
At Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway, not only can you get stocked up with all the bait, tackle, and amenities necessary to fish, but you can also be your own captain. That's right. At Fishing Unlimited, you can rent one of their spacious pontoon boats to go fishing, crabbing, dolphin watching, or just to cruise the Roanoke Sound. It's family fun at its finest. Half-day and full-day rentals are available. Be your own captain at Fishing Unlimited on the Nags Head Manio Causeway.
I did not get a sound or backcountry report, but I do know that the action is picking up in the sound. With the wind and everything, I don't know that anybody went yesterday. Maybe they did, but been a pretty good drum bite for the connoisseurs. Difficulty level is way up there, but if you got your act together and you're on your game, it's time to go. I personally have only heard of a very few speckled trout so far. Still a little early for that. We've talked about the catfish back out in the northern areas, northern sounds or western sounds. There's still some rockfish being caught. So our report today, from top to bottom, is covering a lot more species than we did 2 weeks ago, and a lot more coverage, a lot more areas as we get into this late spring deal, and we're going to roll into the summer looking like we're in good shape. This week is the 2026 Ocracoke Invitational Surf Fishing Tournament down on Ocracoke Island. That's been rolling along since 1983. There'll be 77 teams. It's by invitation. Each team, the tournaments are all a little bit different, but most of them have from 4 to 6 people on a team, and they will fish. Their main fishing days are Thursday and Friday in Ocracoke. So if you're down that way and you see the crowd, you'll know why. And if you want to find out more information, go to OISFT.com. That stands for Ocracoke Invitational Surf Fishing Tournament.com, or just Google Ocracoke Surf Fishing Tournament. You can find out all about it. Big deal. Good shot in the arm for the people in Ocracoke, and the restaurants love them. The tackle shops love them. The fuel pumps love them. Everybody is glad to see some people. It's been a long, windy, cold winter. So have fun, everyone that's down there fishing the tournament, and I hope all of you get a chance to take in some of this good fishing as we work towards the weekend. A little bit more rain probably this afternoon, another set of rain coming through on Saturday, but doesn't matter, the fish are already wet. Have a great day, and let the good Lord bless you richly.